Do you think Cupid's arrow ever misses?
Let's untangle that.
Happy Valentine's Day and welcome to Tangled Fandom, the podcast where we weave together the magic of Disney with all of your favorite fandoms beyond the Disney bubble. I'm Erica, your resident Disney lover.
And I'm Reggie, your guide to the multiverse of pop culture. In honor of Valentine's Day, we're sharing the love by highlighting 10 couples that we love from across our favorite fandoms.
But Valentine's Day isn't just all about couples. We'll also chat about friendships. So share this video out with your galentines or your best bros because it's time to get tangled.
Excellent. So let's kick off this love fest with some of my favorite couples. All right. This is across the multiverse of pop culture. So first, I'm going to start with Black Panther and Storm.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right. Now, to my blurs out there, I understand that Black Panther and Storm are no longer together. I'm not worried about that. They need to be back together. Royal and T'Challa, they should be together forever. All right. They were a power couple. Both of them were royalty. They were both heroic. Like, they were leaders. I cannot think of a better couple than those two. And in fact, their wedding was like one of the biggest crossover events in Marvel history.
I bet it was dope.
Listen, I have some of those issues. It was incredible to even look at. All right, so next up, I have Jim and Pam from The Office.
Classic.
Right? Jim and Pam, it was a slow burn, and, you could tell they actually had some genuine elements of friendship, and by the end, you were rooting for them to get together. So that's my second. What do you think about that?
I love Jim and Pam because their friendship and their relationship was first of all based on friendship.
For sure.
I love the point that you made about it being a slow burn because like he loved her for like a long time, and he watched her go through other relationships and having to deal with those feelings of seeing the woman that he loved.
Yes.
Like realizing first of all that he loved her, and then seeing the woman that he loved with another man, and then going through all of those ups and downs. So
Yeah.
I thought that their relationship was so cute. And I mean, you also can't forget Dwight and Angela because their relationship, maybe not so much one of the best, but it was fun to watch.
It was nice to see how all of these relationships ended in the end on that show.
Yeah, it was good. It was
Okay,
good. What's
yeah.
another one you got?
So Fitzsimmons, and I said Fitzsimmons because that's how close they were in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. All right, so Fitz and Simmons, they had that intellectual connection, they had the nerdy connection, and the Fitz sandwich. Shout out to the Fitz sandwich. It's one of the best sandwiches I've ever eaten. And if we're gonna talk about relationships, I have there's no reason not to mention them. Between dimensions and time and even depth, there was nothing that was able to keep them apart. So, gotta shout them out. And next up, I have Ruby and Sapphire from Steven Universe.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Representation matters.
Well, they loved each other so much that they wanted to become one. And I feel like if you define like a great couple, being on one accord, being able to love each other, to say, we want to go in the same direction, like that is incredible to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the whole idea of like marriage, at least in some people's minds, it's about becoming one flesh, and building a life together, and what that means to different people. I mean, becoming one is a big deal. So to see that played out in animation, I think is a really cool take that they had, that the creators and the animators had. So I think that that's a good one.
Thank you. All right. And then one more, just because I want to throw that in there.
Okay, one more.
Cosmo and Wanda from Fairly Odd Parents. Okay?
They're good.
All right. They are two halves of the same penny, nickel, dime. Okay. They were quirky, they were chaotic, but they were full of love. And I'm thinking about the episode where Cosmo's mom was trying to break up Wanda and Cosmo, and Cosmo was like, "No, this is my wife. She's too good for me." And I feel like in some of these relationships, like these dynamics between a husband and wife, sometimes you just don't know, but they're solid. They have been solid through every iteration of their relationship. So that's who's going to round out my group.
Well, Cosmo and Wanda are also funny just because they are so quirky.
Yeah.
Where, they might not have been other people's people, but they are their people.
And
you
you know what? That is definitely saying something. It may not be other people's people, but they're their people. I feel like when you're looking for somebody, like you're looking for your person. It doesn't matter who that person may have been to someone else. If they're your person, they're your person. They have the qualities that you need, and hopefully they're making you a better version of yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the great thing about being in relationships is that you can be comfortable in your quirky, one of a kind self. And I think that they are absolutely that with one another. So
Agreed,
I think that's cool.
Agreed. So, what about Disney? If I know I mentioned a couple of Marvel earlier, but I know your jam is talking about the Disney couples. So, who are some of your favorite Disney couples?
Well, I mean, when you think about it, nobody really does relationships and love better than Disney. Well, maybe Hallmark. Maybe Hallmark, a cheesy Hallmark movie, but
let us know in the comments.
Hallmark or Disney, who has the best love stories? Let us know. But Disney dominates at love stories, right?
Okay.
What you think?
I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that for the sake of the conversation.
All right. So here's one that I think is going to be like, you think about these couple and you're like, yes, that's good love. That's that good love there.
Okay.
Carl and Ellie from Up.
Okay. Clearly, you're trying to start us off with tears.
Well, I mean, I think that that's a part of it. Their relationship was so sweet. It was based on love. And they also went through a lot of challenges together with not being able to have kids or, and then death and all of that. Like, again, Disney with the depth here with complex relationships and life being messy and not always perfect, because relationships are not always perfect, but being able to see it through and be in your relationship through the ups and downs, I think is really wonderful. And then, going through those themes of like grief with love and all of that, I think that that's also really some good storytelling that Disney did.
Okay. You know what? I agree. And I think the greatest thing about that particular story is that it's only told in a few minutes.
Yeah.
And they pack in a lot in that few minutes. And like, I just remember the first time watching it, I was just like, oh man, these kids, they're playful. Cool. Oh, they're dating now. Oh, they're married. Oh, Ellie's sick. Oh no. And like going through that range. And I feel like me feeling those range, I feel like the directors and the animators, like the writers and such, did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, and they did it without words,
Yeah.
So that's some top-notch storytelling there.
Agreed.
Agreed. To be able to go through that range of life, that time span, and those emotions, I think that's great.
I agree. Who you got next?
Well, I think another good one is going to be Simba and Nala from The Lion King, right?
Can you feel the love tonight?
Can you feel the love tonight? The classic. Perfect for Valentine's Day, right?
Agreed.
Yeah. So I think that their bond from childhood, again, based on friendship, is another cool theme that you can see. Like, we've known each other for a while, right?
Yes.
We've known each other for a while, but we did not always have a romantic relationship.
We did not.
Yeah. So, but we started off as friends.
We did.
We started off as friends, and then being able to grow and love each other and have a good relationship. I think that that's cool. So I love Simba and Nala's story in that way.
I agree. I feel like going back to what we said earlier about, Jim and Pam, it was a slow burn because they couldn't even see the possibility of them being together, even though they were betrothed. But when it came down to Simba having to remember who he was, it was Nala who reminded him.
Yeah.
And I feel like in relationships, your partner should be the one that lifts you up when you're down, but also reminds you who you are, regardless of what you're about to encounter.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great iconic example.
I agree.
Thank you for that.
I agree. Yeah. I would say the next one would be Anna and Kristoff.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. There's some themes here with these friends turned lovers. Like it's
like a little John here.
So
a little John, Usher, Ludacris.
I said I wasn't gonna sing on this show ever, so I'm gonna keep that to myself. But the millennial urge to start singing Usher, Ludacris. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right. All
All
right.
right. But yes, again, based on friendships,
Yeah.
them being goobers together, you
That's
know?
that is true. That is
And
true.
and I really enjoyed seeing Kristoff being able to support Anna, like with her family, because family comes first, like her sister and all of that and everything that they went through. He was really a support system
And
for her.
yeah, and he was willing also to like let her go for her happiness,
Hmm.
and like sometimes friendships ask you to support people in ways that you don't necessarily agree, but I'm glad, agree with, but that's because that's what they need. But I'm glad that they, their arc shifted more towards being like, hey, we are right for each other.
Yeah.
So I love that. That's very. It's not quite Corey and Topanga because from Boy Meets World, because
Yeah.
obviously they didn't have them a lifetime together.
Yeah.
But the fact that even though there were some twists and turns with the way that the relationship went, they ended up together.
Yep. Um, Another one that I love is, of course, Tiana and Naveen.
I was waiting for the Tiana reference.
I love Tiana. You know she's my favorite.
She really is. She really is.
But I really liked their relationship because I feel like it kind of showcases those relationships that may not start off so pleasant or friendly.
Friendly, yeah.
Yeah. But again, you can still find love even if things are not the perfect fairy tale story at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You can still love each other and you can still find value in one another. So to see the growth that both of them had individually and how they made each other better, I think was a cool love story.
I think I'd agree. I think Tiana wasn't looking for love. She was not looking for love. She was looking for the means to make her dreams happen.
Mm-hmm.
And when she stopped, being having so much tunnel vision on, what the direction of her life was going to go in, that's when the possibilities opened up. And I feel like that again is like what we need from our significant others. Sometimes we need people to open up our eyes and say, there's more to life or love or etc. than this one way of doing things. And I think that that's what happened with Naveen. I think Naveen, came because he came from a place where he had everything.
Yeah.
He was able to be open to all those different possibilities, whereas Tiana didn't have much of anything, so she was trying to get hers. So I think they balance each other out.
Yeah, it's very yin and yang.
Very much.
Yeah, it's very yin and yang because in that same breath, like, she taught Naveen like the value of hard work.
She did.
The value of being able to rely on yourself and not rely on others. So there's so many lessons that you can learn from your significant other. And then also, like you said, being able to help them to take the blinders off, to see that life can be more. There's so many good and wonderful things in life that you can have.
Agreed.
And you're lucky to have someone to go through life with. So, yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I am lucky.
I'm lucky too. But the last one, our 10th and final couple that we will highlight. Of course, I can't go without talking about Minnie and Mickey, right?
No, you can't.
Disney's original power couple, right?
Yeah.
Their relationship has stood the test of time. Again, it's almost been a century that they've been together. So they have done it all. They've been ups and downs and all the things.
They have been in a variety of adventures, and I think that's a solid. You had a solid list there. So,
did you know what? But did you know that Walt Disney actually voiced both of them, like at the beginning? Did you know that?
His budget was tight.
It was, but now it's thriving. Look at that, because he's taken all my money. But
yes, he has. So. Just let's segue to why do we think, what about these couples like make them great? Like, why did we pick these couples? Like, why do you think?
Well, I think that some of the themes are, again, just teamwork. First of all of these couples have had to work together in one way or another to reach a goal. So they bring the best out of each other when they're working together. What do you think?
I agree with that. I think that they know how to challenge each other, but also encourage each other. And I think that like that communication, that dynamic, like understanding one another, I think is an element as well.
Yeah. And I think that also most of these couples went through some sort of conflict, right? They had some sort of hardship, but they were able to overcome that. So again, that's relying back on that teamwork. Like, we're gonna hold each other. We're gonna be 10 toes down for each other, right?
Yeah,
Like let's see it through and overcome all of these challenges together.
I agree. Sometimes the disconnect can be conversations or not understanding the direction a script should go in, right? Like not being on the same page. But it could also be, hey, we're stuck in two different dimensions. We need to get back to each other.
Yeah.
So I think that, like you said, like I think these couples have dealt with some sort of conflict that's kept them apart, that has made them stronger.
Yeah.
Because when they got together.
Yeah, and I think that that's what gives them this timeless appeal,
Mm-hmm.
because these are things that all of us go through in relationships, romantic relationships, friend relationships, family relationships, whatever. Like these are all things that people just go through with human relationships. So I think that that's why they have some timeless appeal also.
I agree. But speaking of friendship relationships, we haven't talked about friends. We teed that up at the beginning of the episode, but we haven't talked about friends. So I'm talking about like Toy Story's Buzz and Woody, Turk and JD from Scrubs.
That's a good one.
Troy and Abed from Community. Shout out again to
Abed in the
Donald Glover. I'm
morning.
gonna try to have a Donald Glover as many references as possible. But like, let's talk about the best of friends. But you know what? Instead of talking about the best of friends, what about the possibility of new friendships? Because we've talked about that with some of those couples that at some point in time, some of them weren't even friends, or they had to figure it out. What if we played a game where we like match some characters up from across the fandom?
I'd love that.
You'd love that?
I'd love to do that.
Okay.
Let's do that.
So let's play a game called Bestie Bingo. We're going to pair iconic characters with their perfect pals from other worlds. We'll pick characters from the bingo board, and between the two of us, we will tell each other who their ultimate bestie would be. You ready for that?
I'm ready.
Okay. So, and for those at home, please like, subscribe, and comment. Comment who you think your bestie pairings would be.
Yeah.
All right. So first up, we have Crunk from the Emperor's New Groove. Take a second and look at this board.
Let's see. I think this one's pretty easy. I think that he would be good friends with Poe from Kung Fu Panda.
Kung Fu Panda. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Like they both have really big hearts, and they both enjoy cooking and eating, and
they are both fans of culinary delights. Absolutely.
And they're gentle giants.
Agreed. That was a good one. All right, let me give you another one. All right.
Okay.
Raya from Raya and the Last Dragon.
Ooh. Okay, let's look at the board. There's some good options here. I think that she could be friends with a lot of people. But I think the best fit would probably be Mulan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Why? Why do you think that?
I think Mulan because they're both like tough. They're like really tough, and they're good fighters, and they care about their families.
Yeah. Yes.
They're trying to save their countries. Like I think that would be. I think they would have a lot in common, and a lot to talk about, and some shared values. And that's part of the thing that makes friendships great, is having shared values and things that you all care about that are the same.
Okay. How about you do one?
All right. I will give you one. What about Detective Conan from Case Closed?
Okay. I love Case Closed. It's one of my favorite mangas and anime series. Let me look at the board. I'm going to go with, this is honestly low-hanging fruit, Velma from Scooby-Doo. They're both smart, logical, and they love a good mystery. So I think they would spend hours discussing theories and solving the mysteries together, and probably go hang out with Shaggy and Scooby and have a couple of Scooby snacks and just have a good old time. I think they would be epic.
Yeah, I think that if they had like a third person thrown in there, I think Hermione would go good with them.
You know what? I agree. That would be quite the logical trio for sure. I like where your mind is going.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's just an aside. All right. So what about another one? What about Edna Mode?
Darling, yes. Let's see. So I know this isn't on the board, but I know you'll love this one. Miranda Priestley from Devil Wears Prada.
I love her.
Right? But because I have to go on the board, I'm going to go with Best Genius from My Hero Academia. Even the way that they would talk about fashion, etc., like, and the perfectionist spirit that they both have, they would be solid. They would come up with superhero wardrobes. They would make some amazing things. Like it would be like Project Worldwide on steroids.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then last, let's do Elsa from Frozen.
Elsa from Frozen. Let me think. I'm gonna go with. Well, it looks like we only have one left. Raven from Teen Titans. They both have like powers that they're trying to have control over. There's that emotional connection to their powers and that depth that they are both trying to work through. And like I think that they would be a fantastic pairing. I think they would both seek to have empathy with one another for what they're going through to help them get the best out of their powers.
Yeah. Okay. So those are all some great choices. But which one do you think was the most unexpected pairing?
I would say Crunk and Poe. I mean, like, it makes sense when you put them on paper, like, right? Because they would be amazing together.
Yeah.
But like thinking of putting those two together, like that's some awesome crossover appeal right there.
Yeah, I agree.
What about you?
Well,
which one was your favorite?
Which one was my favorite pairing?
Yeah.
I think Raya and Mulan, just because they're just powerful women. Putting them together, doing some cool things, I think they would be my favorite.
Okay.
My favorite pairing.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think that's it. For Bestie Bingo.
Yeah. How'd you like the game?
I loved it because friendship is everything. Friendship
agree.
is everything, and having a great friend is one of life's greatest gifts. I feel.
Yeah.
So I think that all of us need more friends in our life, more people who care about us.
I agree. Having a friend can be closer than having a sibling in some cases. So that's awesome. All right, well,
and that's like your chosen family too.
Exactly.
Chosen family.
Exactly. So that's all for today's episode of Tangled Fandom. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us, and let us know what you think. What are some other pairings across the universe, across the multiverse, that you think would be good best friends, besties?
Or your favorite couples. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, let us know in your comments. So don't forget to like and subscribe and share this out with one of your Disney friends or your friends of other fandoms. We would love to chat with you and just have you a part of our Tangled Fandom family.
Agreed. So until next time,
keep embracing the fandoms you love.
See you real soon.